Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shannon. Of course, if you have not been here before, welcome. If you have been here before, welcome back. You guys know what is up with that. So in today's video, we're going to be doing kind of like a glittery eyeshadow eye tutorial. I'm going to be using the Pop Beauty. This is the Lightshow Palette. It's called the Dusk Deluxe. So it's this guy right here. They did send this to me in PR along with like a highlighter and a makeup setting spray. I'm not crazy about the other two items, but I tried this the other day and I really like the eye look I came up with, and I had a couple people ask me about it in my last video. So I'll pop that video like up in the cards for you guys if you want to watch it, but I was reviewing the Charlotte Tilbury, the Airbrush Bronzer, this guy right here, but I had this palette on my eyes and I had a couple people ask me what I was wearing. So I thought I would actually come on and do that little eye look for you guys, just to show you what it looked like. Pop Beauty is a fairly inexpensive brand. I do believe the brand is owned by Pixie. I noticed when I get sent it, it has Pixie on it, and Pixie does send me PR, so I'm assuming maybe that's why I got this. But yeah, I haven't tried a lot from them. Like I said, I wasn't crazy about the other two products, but this one was pretty decent. I will say I didn't find the longevity on these shadows to be as long as some of my other palettes, so that's one kind of downside. But I need to play with it more, but I did like the feel of these shadows. They were really soft and they blended out really good, and I actually like the glitters in here. There's a total of, let's pull it out here. It's hard to open, and the packaging isn't amazing, but like I said, it is at a cheaper price point. But it has a glitter up here, this kind of blue one, and then kind of this pretty, like, it's almost like a taupey silver, like multicolored one. I don't know, it's just really pretty. And then they have some of these marbled shades, which basically are just kind of like satin shades. And then there are a few, these ones here are more like metallics, and then there's like a couple mattes right here, and those are the mattes that I'm going to use, that kind of terracotta and that brown. And then I'm going to go in with this glitter, I think. Or maybe, do I want to use that glitter today? Maybe I'll go in with this glitter. It will be the same look. Well, I don't know. I'm going to use this one because I used it for that video, and that was one I was asking about. So I'll try it just so you can see me do it. Alright guys, so I am back to kind of do the little eye tutorial. I did go ahead and swatch the sparkle shades in here for you guys. These swatch like really well. Like, aren't they really pretty? And we're going to be using this color here. But this is like one swipe swatch. So they come off the finger really well, which is nice. And they are like more of a soft, like fine glitter. Like, they are more of like a smaller glitter. Like, they're not that big chunky glitter, which I personally really like. So I'm excited to dig into these again for you guys and just show you the look. So I'm actually going to go ahead. I'm just going to put on a little bit of concealer. Usually I use the e.l.f. putty primer, but I didn't get that out, so we're not going to frig with that. I don't mind using a concealer for my base. I don't find it to be that much different. I know technically it is. I've been watching Robert Welch, and he always talks about not using concealer as an eyeshadow base, but I still do because I think for me it works okay. I don't know. I don't have oily lids or anything. My lids are actually kind of dry. So sometimes eyeshadow bases actually just are like really dry on my lids, and they kind of make like, especially in this inner part, they start getting like a little bit crusty. So I don't know. Maybe it's just the one I'm using, but I don't mind using concealer for my base. That's just like a personal preference, but technically you're not really supposed to do that. But yeah, that's what I do. So this is the Pat McGrath concealer I'm putting on. Kind of a waste, isn't it, for putting on Pat McGrath, which is so expensive. And I'm not going to set that. I'm just going to do that. And then I'm going to go in with a, what are we going to use? I'm going to use a JH, what is this one? JH30. By the way, I have glitter all over me now. So one thing I hate about playing with glitter, you get it like all over you. So I'm going to go in with the shade, like I said, this one here. There's no shade name, so I'm going to go in with this kind of like terracotta kind of, it's kind of the same as my shirt color if you've seen it in person, kind of like an orangey terracotta shade. So I'm going to really dip into that. And we're just going to start building up the crease. We're just going to do that slightly. You can see they have like a decent pigmentation. Like, the pigmentation on these isn't bad. It's definitely like pigmented, but it is nice that you can kind of build it, and they're really soft, and you can see they blend out like super easily. Like I'm barely touching these to blend them out. I think it's like, it's kind of pretty. It is a nice palette. Like I don't think it's a bad palette at all. Like I said, I just feel like the shadows do kind of like fade a little bit. I'll see how they act with a concealer, because I was using the e.l.f. Putty Primer, which usually works good, but maybe it was something to do with that. So I'm just going to go in lightly with that shade. And we'll go over here and do kind of the same thing. And some people like to set whatever base they put down. I personally just prefer to go in kind of on that tacky base and start blending out, like put it in the area that you really want that intensity and then blend out from there. And I'm kind of bringing this like a little bit all over the lid, just on the outer part. And really bring it into that inner corner, but it is a pretty shade. I'm gonna see if I can turn down that light a little bit, because I feel like it's like washing it out. Hold on here. That's a little better. So we'll leave the lighting kind of like that. I just want you to be able to actually see the shade color instead of like my ring light kind of washing it out. And I am going up a little bit and into this corner. This is just typically how I like to do my eyeshadow based on my eye type, but you don't have to do this at all. You can do it however you want. I'm just going to do that for like the base shade. And then I'm going to go in with this like kind of brown shade down here, and we're going to build that up. You'll see this one, it's not bad. It's not as pigmented, but like you can build it up really nicely. Like you can see it's not like super pigmented. So I like to get a lot and just kind of focus it right there. And this is what I did for that look I did the other day. I just kept like building it up on the outer corner. And this is a fairly big brush, but I want to focus it, like I said, right here. And just keep building. You can always come in with like another eyeshadow shade if you want to. I still feel like I'm like a little bit washed out here. Is that a little bit better? I think that's a little better. Okay. So we'll go in again. I'm really gonna focus that on the outer part, but I do want to bring it in a little bit here, like you can see. We are gonna add a dark brown liquid liner to this look. I'm gonna leave that there, and then I'm gonna go over here and do the same thing. I do wish my lighting was like a little bit better right now, but it's really crappy outside. Like it was looking really sunny, and now it's like clouded over, so I don't know what's going on. Maybe we're gonna get rain today. Which I was really hoping not. I'm actually gonna take my baby to my mom's. And we sometimes like to go for a walk, but that might not happen today, unfortunately, but you know, it is what it is. He's actually sleeping right now, which is nice. I get a bit of a break and I can film a video. It's like hard to film when you have a baby because you never know when they're gonna wake up. Like I'm always like feel like I'm walking on eggshells, like, oh, is he gonna wake up before I finish the video kind of thing? Like, you know what I mean? That's what you kind of think about. You're like, oh no. I'm gonna go like this. And anything that I need to clean up, I can clean up afterwards because I didn't do my face makeup. I always do that. It's just easier for me. Just pull that in a little bit. And he's still sleeping. I can see him. I actually have a screen down here so I can watch him. Okay, so we're going to put that about right there. And then I'm going to go back in with that. And by the way, that was a Delium Tools 785 Capered Blending. It was part of the Golden Triangle collection. I'm going to go in with No Access product on the JH one I used initially and just kind of go over that. Blend it out a little bit. And then we're going to go ahead. I'm going to use this guy. This is the JH62. I love this brush for putting on like glitter glue or concealer and like cutting the crease. It works like really, really well. So I'm going to put on some NYX glitter glue. So give me a moment to do that. And then we're going to go ahead and add that glitter. All right, so I'm going to put a little bit of that glitter glue just onto my hand. It's probably enough. If I need to add more, I always can. And then I'm going to go ahead and do this eye first. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that on there. And I'm just going to put that where I'm going to lay the glitter down. Now you can use any base that you want to use. You don't have to use the NYX one. There's tons of glitter glues that'll work for you, but that's just the one that I have and I'm going to use. And I'm going to go in with this shade down here, this kind of red, brown, like multicolored shade. We're going to pick quite a bit of that up. You can see that there. I did like fix my exposure. I keep forgetting to lock it, so hopefully this looks a little bit better now. Like the exposure won't change. You had to go into this a few times, like it lays right down. But I like to get a nice even coat of this. Let's do that. Try not to get that in your way. Now just be careful with a glitter. Like I put a glitter glue down mainly so I don't get this in my eyes. I am a contact wearer, so I always get scared to get like glitter in my eyes. Because you really don't want that to happen. So if I see any fall, I usually try to get it. We're just going to put a little bit up there. So it's really pretty. It's a really, really pretty shade. And like I said, I want to get it nice and even. So I'm just going to lay that down. I'm only going to do it on half of the lid, kind of like I have it done there. Then we're going to go over to this side and do the same thing. And I'll do this side fairly quickly. Wipe that brush off because I'm going to use the same one. Grab more of that shade. Let's grab some more there. It's just such a pretty glitter. I really like the glitters in this palette. I think if you like a pressed glitter, this one's really nice. And I do think if you just put like a concealer down, like a tacky base, you could probably do it without the glitter glue, but I think throughout the day you would get like fallout. So I personally would recommend using a glitter glue. I just find it so much easier. And if you get a little bit above your line, that's fine too. Isn't that really pretty though? I think it's so pretty, but that's kind of what it's looking like right now. We are going to add some more. I'm going to go in with a Morphe, what is this, an E17? Because I am going to go in more with that like deep dark shade here and just kind of put that in to blend everything. Because I really want that to blend. I'm going to put that on that outer edge. So I'm just kind of deepening that up. And I really want to blend that glitter. I don't want to make it too, I don't want to touch that glitter though too much, because if you start like playing with glitter too much after you've laid it down, it's going to fall all on your face. So just be aware of that. Don't play too much with glitter once you get it laid down. You really would kind of want to do that beforehand, but that's all I'm going to do with that. And then I'm going to add in a little bit of this red shade in between here, just to kind of, like I said, make it blend even more together. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that here. We're just gonna add that in right there. Just a little bit. And this again is just kind of to make everything like blend in a little bit better. Okay. So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna add on some. I'm gonna use this one. It's almost, this one's kind of dry, but I really like it. It's from Aurora Cosmetics. I've never really heard of them, but I like this liquid liner. I got it, I think, in an Ipsy or something way back when, but it's just like a dark brown liquid liner. So I'm gonna use that just on the outer parts. I'm not gonna go over the glitter. I'm just gonna kind of make a wing in. So like halfway. So I'm bringing it in there a little bit, but I don't really want to go over that glitter too much. I'm just making that like a fairly chunky little wing. And then I'm only bringing it down to like halfway. I'm not going to bring it the full way in the inner corner. I just kind of want it on that outer part. So it's a fairly, I have this like fairly chunky, but I did want it kind of big like that. And then we're going to clean that up. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, and then we'll come back and I'm going to have this cleaned up as well. Alright guys, so I went ahead and just did the rest of my makeup just so I could come back on camera and finish up. I did go ahead and add to the lower lash line the Linda Hallberg. This is one of her flash crayons. It's kind of like a metallic brown shade. It's in the shade Spar. I'm not sure. I think that's what it is, but I put that on the lower lash line. And I'm going to actually put this a little bit lower. And then I am going to like kind of smudge it out with this like kind of terracotta shade that's up in my crease. So we're just going to bring this down. Oh, look at that. I have hair on my eye. Go figure. The price of living with dogs. This does have a little bit of sparkle in it. So if you see sparkle, that's why. We're going to go down here. This is just kind of going to like deepen things up a little bit, but I want to like have that other color on the bottom as well. And I'm going to go in with I think I'm going to use a JH, what is this one? A JH46, and we're just going to like smudge that out a little bit on the lower lash line. Get a good amount of product on there. Just kind of want to tie that in. Don't mind my mouth. I always make the stupidest like face when I'm doing that. You guys will have to let me know about lighting. I'm sorry that it wasn't like perfect for this video, but I had to keep kind of like playing around with it so I wasn't like washed out. And it doesn't help that the lighting in the background keeps changing. It keeps getting sunny and then not sunny, and yeah. It's making everything look a little different every time. But I did set the exposure to kind of stay at what it looks like now. So hopefully, at least for this part of the video, you can really see what the eye looks like. Smudge that out a little bit more. There, I think that looks really pretty. What do you guys think? So that's pretty much the finished eye look. I'm going to go ahead and put some mascara on off camera. I'm going to go in with the, what is this? The Givenchy Volume Disturbia. It's like one of my favorite mascaras. So we're going to go in with that, and then I'll be back and you guys can see the finished look. So that is the finished look. So I went ahead and added that mascara. It's one of my favorite mascaras, but what do you guys think? That was the look that I did in that last video that a lot of people asked me about, so I thought I would come on and do that tutorial for you guys. Again, it was using one of the Pop Beauty palettes. It's the Lightshow Palette. But yeah, I like how the look turned out. I think it's really pretty. I love the glitters in this palette. So let me know what you guys think. If you guys tried it, leave it in the comments below. Let me know what you think of the look. If you want to see any more looks, definitely let me know. If you did like the video, do give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and also hit the bell notification. My baby is awake, so I have to go, but I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.